Thank you. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for the opportunity to talk tonight about Recyclebank and the work that we've done to align businesses, customers and the environment. And the best way to explain about this is really to flip to an end slide, if I had slides up, and talk about where we are right now. This is an organisation that aligns businesses like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. It puts P&G and Unilever on the same page and has SC Johnson and Marks and Spencer's in its portfolio. On the other side, we have 3.2 million members, and recently we were named in the top 50 innovative companies in the world by Fast Company and have been recognised also by the Wall Street Journal. That's great, but to answer that question, how do we get there? What is it that we did and what is it that we do that's different? And if you just think about why we're all here today, we're all here today for a number of reasons, but the key reason behind that is about sustainability and improving our environment. And at Recyclebank, we believe that to improve our environment, it's driven by communities. But communities are created by individuals, and it's by affecting individual behaviour that then we get community action on mass scale. But it's not easy. How do you deal with the fact that the population in the world right now is 7 billion and growing, draining resources, and I think we're going to hear more about that later on. It's not just one person's problem. It's a shared universal issue where everybody needs to play their part. You can't tackle it by approaching one group within our society. It all sounds sensible, but how do you make change when people's lives are incredibly busy and hectic? And let's be honest, green doesn't motivate the vast majority of people when you look in absolute isolation. Because individually it's quite difficult to see our impact, and why therefore would you bother if it's just me that's doing it? So how do we align? How does Recyclebank align businesses, customers and the environment? Well, we recognise that change won't happen overnight. And as a result of that, we need to appeal to individual motivations. It's about giving people a level of education, but also helping them to understand what needs to be done. And it's about bringing individuals and communities together to share best practice. Now, 5 to 7 years ago, when Recyclebank first started, it was all about small steps. It was about bringing together individuals and creating a multiplier effect where the collective made a much bigger difference. But that's moved on. And we now understand at Recyclebank about individual motivation that we have 3 broad areas where we can change people's behaviours. They're economic, they're social, and they're informational. Now, economically, our platform brings together people and rewards them for their behaviours. We all like to be rewarded. It's the carrot and not the stick. And it's our reward programme that motivates and brings together 3,000 businesses across the US and the UK to motivate 3.2 million people to do different things in a green fashion. We bring together people socially as well. I think I was reading the other day that 11 million people a day now plough their farms on Farmville. A similar number control their cities in Cityville. Wouldn't it be great if they were actually car sharing in Cityville? But what we've understood, and through using techniques on gamification, through pledging, through quizzes, through games, is that people's behaviour can be changed online through games and tools. But it's also about giving people information. It's about giving people an understanding of their impact. The final step that we've taken is to share best practice and harness the power of the social web. We've all been here and remember some of the early stage players in this game, and I think Pinterest was just recently announced as being the fastest growing social media platform there is out there. And we look at what happened at the Arab Spring last year as Mubarak's regime was trying to hold on to power. And what did they do? They closed off the social media networks, amongst many other things. And it was a Google exec called Wael Ghonim, who was detained for 12 days, who came out and said, I always said if you want to liberate a society, just give them the internet. The reason why is that the internet will help you fight a media war, which is something the Egyptian government played well in the 70s, 80s and 90s. When the internet came along, they couldn't play it. When I come out, I plan to write a book called Revolution 2.0. So why is digital engagement the enabler to bring together the platform? Well, quite frankly, digitally, you can aggregate millions incredibly quickly. There's a scale online that will merge with offline actions and support them, and we get instant attention across multiple channels. And that's what we do at Recyclebank. We take everyday accessible actions like recycling or waste reduction or energy reduction or water reduction. We measure that behaviour and we reward people. Our digital platform allows individuals to align with businesses and consumers to help improve the environment. So the big question is, does it work? Well, I probably wouldn't be standing here if it didn't, but I can tell you in the UK here, since we launched 2 years ago, we're seeing levels of engagement of up to 60% in our partner boroughs. We're seeing those boroughs increasing their recycling rates by up to 5 times the national average. We're seeing more weight going to recycling and less waste going to landfill. Not a bad scorecard. But our broader vision is to realise a world where nothing is wasted, and we want to take that broader than waste and recycling. And in 2 months' time, every Londoner will be able to earn our currency for walking and cycling around the capital in an exciting partnership that we have in line with TfL and the Olympic Authority. In addition to that, we are running programmes in energy, in water and consumer and lifestyle. So to come back to the original question, how do you align businesses, consumers and sustainability together? I'd leave you with these thoughts. Consumers are really quite confused about green. In a recent poll in the US taken by Unilever, 76% of consumers in the US said, we don't really quite know who to turn to. Recyclebank takes away some of that confusion and helps demystify the situation. We provide multiple touch points where people can get into people's lives. People don't wake up in the morning and think, I want to be green. I'll leave you the final thought. Our members tell us it works. And the end customer, our member, told their friends. Last year, over 300,000 people joined our programme as a result of their friends. That is the power of the social web. Thank you.